Welcome to US Numismatics, your treasure map to the world of rare US coins. In just minutes, we'll uncover the stories, secrets, and surprising values behind the coins you might already own. Let's dive in and see what hidden gems are waiting to be discovered. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into the world of the 1960 United States coin, a seemingly simple piece of pocket change that, under the right conditions, becomes one of the most valuable treasures in American numismatics. Now, 1960 was a year of transformation in the United States. A new decade was beginning, John F. Kennedy was elected president, and change was in the air. Meanwhile, at the U.S. Mint, millions of coins were being produced for everyday use: pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. But among the countless coins that rolled off the presses that year, some carried secrets that only the most careful collectors would ever notice. Let's talk about what makes a 1960 coin truly special. First, the mint marks. Coins from this year were struck at multiple locations, Philadelphia and Denver being the main two. The mint mark, typically a small D for Denver or nothing for Philadelphia, may seem like a minor detail, but it's the first clue to spotting a rare variety. Then comes the condition, always a major factor in determining value. Coins that have survived over 60 years without a single scratch, blemish, or sign of wear are incredibly rare. These are known as mint state coins, and the higher the grade, the more desirable the coin. A coin graded MS-65 or higher is the kind that grabs the attention of serious collectors, but there's more. One of the reasons why certain 1960 coins are worth so much is because of varieties and minting errors. In fact, 1960 is famous for one particular coin variety, the small date and large date Lincoln cent. Yes, even the shape and size of the numbers in the date can dramatically affect the coin's value. Some collectors spend years tracking down every version, but that's just scratching the surface. Let's get into the errors. The U.S. Mint, despite all its quality control, sometimes produced coins with double die strikes, where the lettering or images appear slightly duplicated due to misalignment during minting. There are also off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly centered during the strike. And then there are die cracks, planchet errors, and even coins struck on the wrong metal blanks. Each of these rare flaws tells a unique story and can boost a coin's value dramatically. Imagine owning a 1960 coin with a double die obverse, struck in perfect mint state condition. That's not just a collector's item, it's a treasure. These coins are so rare and unique that they create a stir every time one comes up for auction. Now here's where the hunt becomes thrilling for collectors. Many of these error coins went unnoticed when they first entered circulation. That means they're out there, possibly in coin jars, inherited collections, or hiding in the back of an old jewelry box. The idea that a simple coin from decades ago could now be worth thousands adds a layer of mystery and adventure to the world of numismatics. For collectors, the 1960 coin is a beautiful balance of historical value, design charm, and the thrill of the unexpected. It's a reminder that even the smallest items can hold incredible worth when they come with a story, and when those rare features align just right. So now, the moment you've been waiting for. Just how much can a rare and pristine 1960 United States coin with the right condition and error be worth today? The answer is $78,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $78,000, for a coin you could easily overlook. That's the magic of rare coins, and it's why so many collectors fall in love with this hobby. You're not just collecting metal, you're collecting history, mystery, and the possibility of uncovering something truly extraordinary. Top 2, we're diving into the fascinating world of the United States 1978 coin, a year that may not sound too exciting at first glance, but once you hear what makes some of these coins incredibly rare and valuable, you'll be racing to check your collection. Let's set the stage. The year was 1978, Jimmy Carter was president, disco ruled the airwaves, and gas cost less than $1 per gallon. Meanwhile, the U.S. Mint was pumping out millions of coins for circulation: cents, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, and dollars. These were meant for everyday use: buying a soda, getting change at the store, slipping into piggy banks. But among all those coins, a few special ones managed to slip through the cracks, and into history. Now, you might be wondering, what could possibly make a coin from 1978 so valuable? The answer lies in three magic words: rarity, condition, and errors. Let's start with rarity. While it's true that millions of coins were minted in 1978, only a tiny fraction have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Over time, coins get scratched, worn, nicked, and faded. Finding a 1978 coin that still has its original mint luster, no blemishes, and sharp detail is already like finding a needle in a haystack. And when you pair that with certain rare features, that's when the value skyrockets. Enter the minting errors, the hidden stars of the coin collecting world. These are unintentional mistakes made during the coin's creation process, and they're incredibly valuable to collectors because they're so unique. Some 1978 coins have been discovered with double die errors, where the image or lettering appears slightly duplicated, creating a ghostly double effect. These are eye-catching and highly collectible. Others may have been off-center struck, where the coin design is noticeably misaligned, sometimes showing only part of the president's portrait or missing parts of the reverse. Then there are broad strikes, where the coin wasn't properly placed in the collar during striking, causing it to spread out wider than usual. And don't forget about wrong planchet errors, cases where a coin was accidentally struck on the metal blank intended for another denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. Each of these errors makes a coin not just rare, but one of a kind. Imagine owning a coin no one else in the world has. It's like having a rare painting or a misprinted stamp. That's the thrill of collecting, and for those who truly understand this world, the details matter. A 1978 coin with full steps on a Jefferson nickel, or full bands on a Roosevelt dime, shows perfect clarity in the design and suggests an extremely high-quality strike. Coins like these, when paired with minting errors and kept in flawless condition, are the holy grail for numismatists. So why do collectors go wild for these? It's the combination of history, mystery, and value. These coins weren't supposed to be rare. They weren't specially minted or released in limited editions. They were accidents, anomalies, miracles of minting that slipped past inspection and made their way into the real world. Think about how thrilling it is to search for these treasures. The excitement of flipping over a coin, checking the date, scanning it under a magnifying glass, and suddenly realizing you found something extraordinary. That's why the coin collecting world is so passionate, so devoted, and so obsessed with details. Because any ordinary coin could be a life-changing discovery. And now, let's get to the part that everyone's been waiting for: the value. A 1978 United States coin in exceptional condition, featuring a rare minting error and preserved in uncirculated state, has sold for as much as $74,000. Yes, you heard that right. $74,000, for a coin that could be hiding in someone's change drawer right now. So the next time you come across a coin from 1978, don't toss it aside. Look closely. Pay attention to the details. You never know, you might just be holding a piece of hidden treasure. Top 3. We're about to uncover the fascinating world behind the 1968 United States coin, one of the most underrated and potentially valuable coins ever minted. This isn't just about metal and mint marks. This is about a unique combination of rarity, condition, and mysterious minting errors that have made certain versions of this coin incredibly desirable among collectors. So grab your magnifying glass and get ready, because this journey is about to get interesting. Let's rewind to the year 1968, a time of massive change in the United States. The nation was going through social and political transformation, with the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and a major shift in culture shaping American life. In the middle of it all, the U.S. Mint was quietly doing its job, producing coins that would be used for groceries, gas, and gumballs. Millions of coins were struck in 1968, including Lincoln cents, Jefferson nickels, Roosevelt dimes, Washington quarters, Kennedy half dollars, and Eisenhower dollars. These were made at various mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and notably, San Francisco. But what set some of these coins apart from the rest isn't just where they were made, it's what went wrong during the minting process. You see, 1968 is known among numismatists for some remarkable minting errors that slipped through the strict quality control processes at the U.S. Mint. These include double die obverse errors, where the date and lettering appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during striking. To the trained eye, and even to the curious beginner, these doubled images are fascinating to observe. They give the coin a ghost-like, layered appearance that's hard to miss once you know what to look for. Another exciting error involves off-center strikes, where the coin's design is noticeably misaligned because the blank wasn't centered correctly before being stamped. Depending on how far off it is, this can be a minor curiosity or a dramatic flaw that sends collectors into a frenzy. The more off-center, and the more visible the date, the more valuable the coin becomes, but that's not all. Some 1968 coins were struck on the wrong planchet, the blank metal discs meant for different coins. Imagine finding a dime that was accidentally struck on a penny's copper planchet, or a nickel pressed onto a foreign coin's metal. These ultra-rare pieces are the stuff of dreams for collectors, and then there are the subtle but important details, like full steps on the Jefferson nickel. Coins that show all the steps of Monticello clearly, without wear, are far more rare and desirable. Or how about a Kennedy $50 with a proof finish mistakenly released into circulation? These tiny details make all the difference and can turn a regular coin into a true showpiece. Of course, none of this would matter if the coin wasn't also in exceptional condition. Coins that have survived since 1968 without any wear, those stored carefully, never circulated, and kept in mint condition, can fetch astounding prices when paired with these rare errors. Graded by professional services and given high marks like MS65 or higher, these coins become treasures in the eyes of serious collectors. Now here's the real excitement for all of you watching. It's not just about museums or elite collections. Coins like this could be sitting in your very own home. That old jar of change, that inherited box of coins from a grandparent, those could hold the key to something truly valuable. The next time you're going through your coins, take your time. Look closely. Because that ordinary-looking coin from 1968 could be far more extraordinary than you ever imagined, and now, the moment you've been waiting for. A 1968 United States coin, if preserved in perfect condition and featuring the right kind of mint error, has been known to reach a jaw-dropping value of $69,000. Yes, you heard that right. $69,000 for a single coin. It's a reminder that the tiniest details, the rarest features, and the best preserved pieces can lead to incredible rewards. So keep your eyes sharp and your curiosity alive. You never know when a piece of forgotten change might turn out to be a life-changing discovery. Top 4. We're uncovering the amazing story behind one of America's most iconic coins, the 1976 United States bicentennial coin, an ordinary piece with the potential to be worth a fortune under the right circumstances. Now, 1976 wasn't just another year, it marked a major milestone in American history, the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And to celebrate this historic event, the U.S. Mint released a special series of bicentennial coins. These included redesigned quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins, each proudly bearing a unique reverse design commemorating the nation's birth. For collectors, this year holds a special place, not just for the symbolism, but for the incredible variety of coins that came out of it. Let's talk about what makes these 1976 coins so special. First, they're instantly recognizable. The quarter features a colonial drummer on the reverse, the half-dollar showcases the signing of the Declaration, and the dollar coin depicts the Liberty Bell superimposed on the moon. These designs are unlike any others before or after, and they were only used during the bicentennial period, making them visually distinct and historically significant. But here's the thing, not all 1976 coins are created equal. While millions were minted, only a few hold the kind of value that will make any collector's heart race. Why? Because value comes down to rarity, condition, and errors, the collector's holy trinity. Let's start with rarity. Most 1976 coins were produced in massive quantities, but only a select number were struck with extremely high precision and never entered circulation. These are the coins that have survived in mint state condition, untouched by time and wear, with all the fine details of their design perfectly preserved. They're graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC and given top-tier ratings like MS 65, MS 67, or even higher. The better the grade, the more desirable and valuable the coin becomes, then come the errors. Now this is where things get really exciting. Some 1976 coins were struck with dramatic minting mistakes that slipped past inspectors and made it out into the world. These rare errors can turn a basic bicentennial coin into a collector's dream. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die, where the design elements, like the date, motto, or features on the reverse, appear slightly doubled. This happens when the die imprints the coin more than once, slightly off alignment. It's subtle, but unmistakable once you know what to look for, and collectors are absolutely fascinated by it. Another fascinating error is the off-center strike, where the coin wasn't perfectly aligned during minting, causing part of the design to be cut off. Depending on how severe the misalignment is, these coins can be incredibly valuable, especially if the date remains visible. And don't overlook wrong planchet errors, where a bicentennial design was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. These extremely rare pieces are worth serious money, because they're so unusual and so few exist. Lastly, we have proof errors, coins meant to be part of collector sets that ended up in circulation, or coins with mirror-like finishes and frosted details that were never supposed to be released outside of their packaging. These proof errors are rare and especially valuable when combined with other features like doubling or pristine condition. All of these factors, rarity, condition, and error type, come together to determine a coin's true value. And the best part? These coins aren't locked away in museums. They're out there. In people's drawers, in inherited collections, even mixed into rolls from the bank. They're waiting to be discovered by someone with a sharp eye and a little bit of luck. So next time you see a 1976 coin, don't pass it by. Look at it closely. Check the edges. Examine the details under a magnifying glass. Pay attention to the strike, the clarity, and the luster. Because you might just be holding a rare gem without even realizing it. And now, for the grand reveal you've been waiting for, a rare 1976 United States coin, preserved in flawless condition and featuring a significant minting error, has sold to collectors for an astonishing $65,000. That's right. $65,000. From a coin that once might have bought you a burger and a soda. So dig through your change jars, open up that dusty old coin box, and keep hunting. The next big discovery could be right under your nose. Top 5. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1982 United States coin, and why some of these little pieces of metal are now worth a small fortune. So buckle up, collectors and curious minds, because this isn't just about money. It's about mystery, rarity, and the thrilling possibility that the next valuable coin might already be in your hands. Let's rewind to 1982, a pivotal year for U.S. coinage. Something major happened that year at the U.S. Mint. For the first time since 1962, there was a major composition change in the 1-cent coin. The government decided to transition from 95% copper coins to a new version made of 97.5% zinc, coated in just a thin layer of copper. Why? Because copper had become too expensive. This switch, while subtle to the naked eye, created a major opportunity for coin collectors. Here's where it gets really exciting. During this transitional year, both copper and zinc coins were struck, and a total of 7 different varieties of Lincoln cents were produced. Some had small dates, others large. Some were copper, some zinc. And mixed in between. Rare combinations that weren't supposed to happen at all. That's where the magic lies. Imagine this: a coin struck with the wrong metal, or a small date when it should have been large, or even a rare double die error, where the design appears slightly doubled, especially in the date or the lettering. These minting mistakes make these coins not just rare, but incredibly desirable. Collectors hunt tirelessly for these error coins because they're like finding a needle in a haystack. They weren't meant to exist, and that makes them valuable. One of the most famous rarities from 1982 is the 1982 D small date copper penny. For the longest time, experts believed it didn't exist. All 1982 small dates were thought to be struck only in zinc. But then, boom, a single copper version was discovered, throwing the entire collecting world into a frenzy. That one coin became a legend overnight. And the hunt hasn't stopped since, but it's not just pennies that have the spotlight. Errors also showed up in nickels and other denominations from that year, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and even wrong planchet errors. These are the types of details most people would never notice. But to the trained eye, they're goldmines, and don't forget about condition. That's another huge piece of the puzzle. A 1982 coin that's been through a coin machine 1,000 times won't be worth much. But one that was never circulated, kept in pristine, untouched condition, could command serious attention from collectors. The top grades, like MS-65 or higher, are extremely rare, and when those rare grades meet rare errors, that's when the value shoots through the roof. Now here's the most thrilling part of it all: these coins aren't behind glass in some museum. They're out there. In jars, in old wallets, tucked in coin albums passed down from grandparents. Every time you get change back from a store, you might be handed history. That's what makes collecting so addictive and so exciting. You never know when you might stumble across the next big discovery. So what should you do? Start looking. Check the weight. Copper cents are heavier than zinc. Look at the date style, small versus large. Examine every detail. You don't need to be a seasoned expert to find treasure. You just need patience, curiosity, and a little bit of luck. And now, for the moment every coin hunter has been waiting for: a rare 1982 United States coin, in flawless condition with the right kind of minting error, has been valued at an incredible $61,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $61,000. For a coin you might have thought was worth just 1 cent. So don't underestimate what might be hiding in your change jar. The next great coin discovery could be sitting right in your pocket. If you found this story exciting, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another hidden treasure from the world of rare coins. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your coins close. Happy collecting!